Hi guys, in this video I am going to take you through a presentation of some banner navigation tools, specifically the advising portion of it. I am going to try and make this into some type of PowerPoint or PDF file for you guys to access so that you can go back and reference back to when needed. But with that said, let's go ahead and jump into it. So first thing is, what can you do on Student Banner? So Banner can be used for a lot of things, including viewing your midterm and final grades, registering for classes, viewing your course schedule, updating your personal information, financial aid, so on and so forth. But like I said, though, for today's video, we're primarily going to focus on things that will help you with advising, okay? So the first thing that we're going to discuss very quickly is how do we get to Banner. So you are going to log into your My WSSU account, and then over on the left-hand side on the red sidebar, you're going to scroll down to Tools and then Student Services, and then Banner is the first option that you see. Once you're in Banner, you're going to go ahead and log in by clicking on Enter Secure Area and entering your Banner ID and your PIN. Your user ID is that 940 number that you have. Once there, you're going to click on Student Main Menu and then on Registration. You will, of course, not have the Employee Main Menu option. So once you click on that, you will have four primary options that we're going to be looking at today. The first that I have highlighted in red is your Add Drop Classes, and this is where you will go to register for your classes. Below that in green, we have our lookup classes to add, and this is where you can view the course offerings, what sections are available, what courses will be available, time, so on and so forth for the upcoming semester. And then finally in blue, we have a student schedule by day and time and student detail schedule. And as the name would imply, there are just two different ways for you to view your course schedule once you're registered. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is the Add Drop Classes feature. Unfortunately, at this point in time, registration is not currently open, so I could not give you guys any screenshots. But once that does happen, I will come back in and edit this video and update the PowerPoint, hopefully to give you a little bit more insight. But as the bullet says, this feature will not be available in between registration periods. It will only open up once registration is open. But once you select this, you will be given an alternate PIN by your advisor once you meet with them. You'll have to enter that alternate PIN in, submit it, and then select the term that you're trying to register for. At that point, you're going to take the CRN numbers that you got from your courses and you are going to insert them in the boxes provided and then click Submit. It is also worth noting that if your courses require any type of co-requisite, so like for example, exercise physiology lecture is a co-requisite to the XPhys lab, it will not let you submit your courses unless those two are put in at the exact same time. So there will be a series of boxes. You're going to put all of your CRN numbers in at once and then click submit. If you try and add the lecture and then the lab separately, then it's going to kick it out and reject your course registration. For those of you who are in kind of a weird situation where, let's say, perhaps you took XPhys lab and lecture together, but you failed the lab and passed the lecture. So then the next semester, you only need the lab. In those particular cases, you're going to have to submit an add drop ticket to the registrar's office, and they will have to manually put you in. And that video on how to submit a ticket to add or drop a course will also be available hopefully very soon. So now we are going to backtrack to look up classes to add. So once you select that option, you are going to select the term that you're trying to register for and then click Submit. Then you are going to select your subject and then click Course Search. And then at that point, it is going to bring you up a list of all the available courses for the semester that you selected. You will notice that highlighted in my yellow box, there is a little button that says View Sections to each of those classes. And once you view those sections, it will provide you with a myriad of information, including sections, when the classes occur, instructors, class location, so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and click on one. I went ahead and clicked on the exercise physiology lab. So you'll notice the screenshot is a little warped. I apologize, but I want to try and make it a little bigger for us. So you'll notice that to the far left in my red box, I have the CRN number highlighted. The CRN number is the course registration number. That number is very, very specific to that particular class at that time for that semester. So you want to make sure that when you're registering, you don't need the course number. You don't need EXS, blah, 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 blah. You need that CRN. Okay. Then we move over to blue. We see general course information such as course title, course number, yada, yada, yada. In our green box, we have the days and times that each of these sections occur. In the yellow box, we have seats available. Now, these abbreviations can confuse some people sometimes. So the abbreviation CAP or CAP just means maximum capacity. So in this particular case, there is a max capacity of 20 students. Then next to that, you'll see ACT or actual. So that's how many people are actually registered for the class. Right now, registration is closed, so nobody is registered. And then next to that, you'll see REM, which stands for which stands for remaining. So that is how many seats are available at that time. So if I had a cap of 20, there were actually 15 students registered for the course already, then I would have a remaining 5. And then next to that, you'll see the same things. You'll see cap, actual, and remaining, but with a WL in front of it. That WL just stands for waitlisted. So there is a 5 student capacity for the wait list. Then next to that, you're going to see your instructors, which in this particular case is Dr. Meany is your primary instructor, as denoted by the P next to her name, and Dr. Pitsley is also attached to the class. And then finally, in the very last box to your far right is going to be your classroom location, which in this particular case will be in Anderson C107. I wanted to note that labs are a little bit weird in that they get their classroom assignments immediately. Most other classes that are in person, they do not get assigned a classroom immediately. So when you register, you're going to notice in that little screenshot of the box above that some courses are going to say TBA, and that just stands for to be announced, meaning that the classroom location has not yet been determined, and that will update once that happens. Then beneath that, you're going to notice something that says web class or web course. And basically, if you see that under location, web class or web course, that just means that that class will take place online whenever it goes live. But if there's a TBA there, then that means it is in person and the location just has not been decided yet. So we are going to take it back now and look at our student schedule by day and time. So this particular feature on Banner is primarily used just so you can see the interactions of the different classes that you have. So when you click on it, it will pull up your current class schedule, whatever that is. And there is also a place for you to put in a different date if you want to look ahead or look back. But at any rate, it shows you your class schedule on a week by week basis. It doesn't provide you with a ton of information, just some like the course name, the course number, the CRN, the time it occurs, and the location. But like I said, it's primarily more of an agenda style because it's primarily used to just see how do my classes interact with one another. Am I overlapped anywhere? Am I booked for time? It shows you free spots in your schedule and so on and so forth. Now, the student detail schedule, on the other hand, gives you a lot more information. It gives you information such as, of course, your general course information. It also shows you the scheduling type, the grade method. It gives you more specific info for each of your classes, but it does not show you how the classes themselves interact. Either way, these are both used to just kind of keep track of your schedule and your course schedule for your next semester. Student detail schedule is pretty much the same as a lot of the information that you found whenever you looked up the classes. However, it's just those classes. So you don't need to scroll through and sift through all the classes that you're not taking because these are all specific to you. So to finish up, everyone, this is another helpful tool that, in combination with RAMPath, for you to use as advising is upon us very, very soon. You want to make sure that when you go to those advising meetings, you're not just kind of going there and asking your advisor for everything from scratch. You want to make sure that you go in already somewhat prepared, already knowing I need to take these classes. I know that these sections are available, these times work for me. And then your advisor is kind of just there to sort of guide you, make sure you're hitting your marks at the appropriate times, making sure that your schedule is feasible and doable and is realistic for your particular goals. But you're not going in there and having them create your schedule from scratch. It makes the advising process a lot lengthier, a lot more difficult on both you and your advisor. So it's just better to kind of go in there already kind of having your bearings. A lot of times, if you're very much prepared, students can go in there and they already have their course schedule completely laid out for the next semester, and your advisor just kind of looks over it, gives it a thumbs up, and then hands you your pin. With that said, advising in the fall for spring semester usually begins in mid-October, and then advising for the spring for the fall semester usually starts about mid-May. So make sure you're scheduling those advising meetings to meet with your advisor because, as I said earlier, you cannot register for classes without your PIN, and your advisor is the only person on campus that has your PIN. And they are not allowed to give it to you until you meet with them because they want to make sure that the classes that you've signed up for are appropriate. Okay. If you guys have any questions, of course, please feel free to reach out to the department. We will do our best to assist you. And good luck, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.